Chapter 11 is from Barnstorm's point of view. It's a bit of a shorter chapter, so it probably won't take as long here. All right. Thanks to Ribbit, I'm still on the Golden Eagles. It's the nicest thing any teacher has ever done for me. Not that I love teachers so much. It's their fault I'm in SCS-8. I'm not unteachable, and I'm definitely not stupid. I'm like any other kid. I can learn, but if you give me the choice not to, I'll pick that. They were totally cool with letting me slide so long as the trophies kept coming, but now that I can't play anymore, all of a sudden my grades aren't up to scratch. How funny that wasn't a problem last year when I beasted in 3 sports. I load up my tray in the food line and hobble out to the cafeteria. It's not easy to balance a big lunch tray when you're on crutches. As I scan the tables, this 7th grade girl I don't know, real cute, smiles and waves at me. This happens to athletes a lot. We're kind of celebrities around school. I'm trying to figure out how to wave back without dropping either my tray or a crutch when her gaze veers off to my left. She's not looking at me at all. She's waving to Karnowski, one of my teammates on the Golden Eagles, who's coming up beside me. It's like a gut punch. Karnowski, the scrub, who never got off the bench before I landed on an injured list. Now he's somebody, and I'm somebody you look right through. Sup, Anderson, he mumbles, stepping in front of me. He and the girl connect and take the last 2 spots at the front table, the best location. Last year, a half-dozen people would have scrambled to make room for Barnstorm Anderson. Not anymore. I can take a hint. I'm a Golden Eagle, but not really. What have I done for them lately? If I can't put points on the board today, I'm just dead to them. Not even Ribbit can change that. I'm hobbling, head held high. I'll die before I let them see I care. It stinks that just moving across the cafeteria has to be a major operation. The way I could move used to be what made me who I am. I guess that means I'm nobody, at least until next year. Another problem. I've hung out with jocks for so long, I've got nowhere else to go. I set my lunch down next to Aldo and Raheem. As I lean my crutches against the side of the table, one of them tips over and whacks Aldo in the shoulder. Hey, he barks angrily. Chill out, it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. In my athlete days, my mind was always on the field or on the court, juking and cutting and faking imaginary defenders out of their jock straps. Now that I'm off sports, I don't do that anymore. My poor mind has nothing to focus on, so I spend my time thinking of ways to get a rise out of Aldo. It's almost too easy. Aldo is half-heartedly eating a bowl of split-pea soup while gazing over at Kiana, who's a few tables away, sitting with Mateo and Parker. That's the rest of SCS-8, except for Elaine, who eats alone, surrounded by a buffer zone of empty tables. People have been keeping their distance from her ever since she chucked this kid into the salad bar. Even in the lunchroom, Elaine rhymes with pain. While Aldo's staring at Kiana, I reach over and dump half a shaker of black pepper into his soup. I can't help it. It's almost not my fault. Raheem snickers and doodles a napkin of sketch of Aldo with smoke coming out of his ears. Meanwhile, Kiana catches Aldo looking at her. Embarrassed, he picks up his soup bowl and guzzles what's left of it, pepper and all. A split second later, a green geyser of pea soup sprays across the room, propelled by a scream. What'd you do that for? He rasps. I can't answer. I'm laughing too hard, and so is Raheem. When Aldo sees the napkin sketch, he stabs it with his spoon, which snaps in half. That gets us a caution from the lunchroom monitor, who raises the quiet alert level from green to amber on the traffic signal at the front of the cafeteria. You've got to tone it down, man, I manage, fighting to control my laughter. Everything makes you fly off the handle. Not true, he bellows in my face, and the traffic signal goes to red. Now, nobody's allowed to talk for the rest of the lunch. And it's Aldo's fault. Raheem and I exchange a fist bump under the table. Afterward, when we're walking back to room 117, I mean everybody else is walking, I'm thumping on crutches, I can't resist rubbing a little more salt into Aldo's wounds. Kiana was watching you the whole time, I assure him. She probably thinks you're nuts or something. Did I ask you to put a pound of pepper in my soup, he demands. Okay, but you don't have to get so mad about it. You're mad at me, you're mad at Raheem, you're mad at the cafeteria for changing the chicken nugget recipe, you're mad at Ribbit. I'm not mad at Ribbit, he mutters. You said you were before. Yeah, well, I changed my mind. Fine, I agree. Everything makes you mad except Ribbit. And I stopped bugging him because I keep thinking about Mr. Kermit fighting with the office to get me into the pep rally. Back in room 117 with the rest of the class, we can't help noticing a bright green vuvuzela bent double sticking out of our teacher's trash can. If Ribbit thinks he can get rid of all those things one at a time, puts in Raheem, he's in for a really rough spirit week. I can't understand what makes him tick, puts in Kiana. Most of the time he never opens his mouth, but to blow a vuvuzela and he'll scream you in an opera. They make him mad, I say, with a wink at Aldo. He's the Grinch, Mateo pipes up suddenly. I thought he was Squidward, Parker reminds him. Mateo shakes his head. The Grinch, definitely. The Grinch hates Christmas because he can't stand the noise, while Mr. Kermit hates Spirit Week because he can't stand the vuvuzelas. Everybody hates something, I retort. I don't like lima beans. Am I the Grinch too? It's not just what you hate, it's why you hate it, Mateo replies seriously. Indiana Jones hates snakes because he's afraid of them. Superman hates kryptonite because it's his weakness. The Wicked Witch of the West hates water because it makes her melt. And Mr. Kermit and the Grinch are both haters for the same reason, noise. Ribbit comes in, and the first thing he sees is all of us staring into his wastebasket at the broken vuvuzela. He seems annoyed at first, but then his expression changes to one of sympathy. I have some bad news about Spirit Week. It's okay, Mr. Kermit, Kiana interrupts. We know you tried your best to talk the principal into letting us be a part of it. But let me tell you about Spirit. The teacher comes alive, making eye contact with each of us as he speaks. No one can command you to have spirit, not principals, governors, presidents, or even kings. There's no spirit switch in your brain that can be flipped on or off. Spirit isn't a week that you can put on your calendar. It doesn't come from posters or streamers or rallies or fun hat days. It definitely doesn't come from making an ungodly racket with a cheap plastic instrument of torture that was invented purely for disturbing the peace. It's the most he's said to us all year. I can't explain it, but it feels like kind of a breakthrough. Although, what we're breaking through to, I have no clue. Maybe it's this. In all my years in school, I never heard a teacher say something that was so completely, totally honest. And that ends that chapter.